All right. Thanks for joining me again today. Today we're going to be looking at a Whirlpool dryer. This particular model number is, I don't know if you can see that or not, it's LER 8648 PW0. And essentially what we're going to be looking at today is we're going to test this dryer for a couple of things. First of all, we have a timer here, which is great. We got a timer. We have a wrinkle shield on or off, end of cycle signal on or off, and the temperature. We got low, medium, and high for the temperature right here. Once again, this is a Whirlpool product. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to get an electric meter. The one that I'm using right here is a field piece electric meter. And we're going to just go through this machine and we're going to test all of the components to make sure that they're working properly. Now when I say that we're going to test all the components, basically what I mean is we're going to test all the components. Now just so you know, this back panel comes off. Here's the back panel right here. It comes off with 1/4-inch screws. There's usually a shield that goes over here, and the back panel just comes right off. Okay? Now, just so you know what all this stuff is, we have the heat strips down here. This is an electric dryer. We have heat strips down here. Right here we have a thermostat, and this thermostat is going to turn the machine on and off whenever it reaches a certain temperature. And then right here we also have what's called a thermal fuse. If this thermostat down here gets too hot, if it doesn't shut off the heat and it gets too hot, then basically what's going to happen is this is going to cut power off to everything. All these components are in series. And then down here we have a fuse, just a regular old fuse. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one leg off of one of these components. It doesn't matter which component it is. If you leave all the legs on, you're going to get continuity no matter what you test. Okay? So once again, this is a Whirlpool dryer, and if you need parts for this thing, I have parts for it. You just give me a call, or actually you don't need to call me. You just email me at Free On Recovery Service. Just email me your suggestion or your request, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Right here what we have is a field piece multimeter. This is a good one because it has a microfarad tester that goes up to 400 microfarads. The reason why I have one that goes up to 400 microfarads is because the Whirlpool washing machines, a lot of them have capacitors on their motors, and those capacitors are a high microfarad rating capacitor. Some of them, I believe, go up to close to 300 microfarads. So any other microfarad tester usually isn't going to test that high for microfarads. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to put this multimeter on continuity, and we're going to test continuity with these leads right here. And as you can see, it's beeping, which means I'm getting continuity. This is the fuse. We're going to test it first of all. This fuse is good. Then we're going to go down here to the heat strips. Heat strips are good. Then we're going to go here to the thermostat. Thermostat's good. And then we're going to go up here to the thermal fuse. Thermal fuse is good. So everything on this dryer essentially is good. And so there you have it. That's how you test it. Now if you don't get continuity across one of these components, that's going to be what your problem is. Now a lot of people, they like to, whenever they test this Okay, maybe they'll test this for continuity, and they don't get continuity. The thermal fuse is out. So you test across here, and the thermal fuse is not getting continuity. Some people, they say, oh, okay, well, I need a thermal fuse. That's incorrect. Anytime that this thermal fuse is not operating correctly, what you need to do is you need to replace the thermostat and the thermal fuse. Okay? This thermostat down here, sometimes it will not shut the heat off. So basically what will happen is this will not shut the heat off, and then your thermal fuse will go out. Okay, so people just replace this thermal fuse with maybe a salvage one or something, because it is kind of expensive to get this part along with this part, and this part actually comes with this part. It's like 35, 45 bucks or something like that. And I've seen a lot of guys, they use L290 switches. Maybe they'll replace this part only with an L290 switch, and they'll just jumper these. Or they'll leave this one here, and they'll put an L290 switch up here, and then they'll just hook this up to an L290 switch. Well, if the L290 switch doesn't shut the heat off, then what's going to happen? Your clothes are toast, you know, unless there's something else that happens to shut it off. But anyway, if your heat strips are not getting continuity, then you know this is like the half stack electrical heat strips. You have to pull this 1/4 inch here and this 1/4 inch here, and then your heat strips come off, which I'll do that right now. You just pull one screw and then another screw, and then this whole thing just comes out just like this. And as you can see, there's your heat strips right there. Now a lot of dryers, they have what's called a restring kit, which means that you don't have to change this whole thing, you just restring it. Unfortunately, this particular Whirlpool model does not have a restring kit, so you have to buy this whole component. And this whole component is available. I'm not sure what the cost of it is. Might be like 40 bucks or something like that. I'm not sure. Another thing is sometimes this thermal fuse, or sometimes this fuse right here will go out, and you know, sometimes that can be caused by overamping or high amp draw, or who knows. I don't know. If this thing's out, you might want to just go through your machine and maybe pull this exhaust stack off here, just like that. Which there's 4 screws that usually go on that deal, which I've already taken out because I had to clean it out anyway. And you know, you have this blower wheel here. You might just check up in here. You see this has got a lot of dirt and stuff in here, a lot of accumulation. You know, break it up in there. Maybe get a vacuum, clean it out, so on and so forth. Never hurts to clean these things up a little bit. But you know, you might just check in here, make sure that it's all clean. You know, this one's got some accumulation in it. Maybe it could be cleaned. You know, you just want to check inside there. But anyway, you know, those fuses right there, they're not really too expensive. Maybe 4 or 5 bucks or something like that. I'm not sure. Have to look. But anyway, that's basically how you check one of these Whirlpool machines. Whirlpool makes Roper, Kenmore, Estate, KitchenAid, and there's probably some more out there that I'm not mentioning, but you know, they're all built the same pretty much. They all have the same style of deal, you know. So I hope you learned something from watching this, and that's all I have for you today as far as this Whirlpool product is concerned. Everything is checking out all right, so I'm just going to clean it up and put it back together, and hopefully have a good working dryer. Thanks for watching.